Hey everybody, I'm Joe.
And I'm Ben.
And this behind us is the Paradigm 370 FB. Ben, what are some of the specs on this thing?
This coach is going to come in at 40 feet, 4 inches, and it's going to be just over 13,600 pounds.
That's awesome. Why don't we take a look inside first? All right, Ben, now that we're in the interior of the 370 FB, it looks like there's a ton of changes. What are some of those?
Yeah, so with this new decor change, we're going with the Harmony Linen, which is going to be earth tones with a modern design that will give you a balance in camping.
I love that. And it looks like you guys updated some of the treatments in here too. Can you talk on some of those?
So you'll see new fascia. Over the slides, you'll see a different change in your window valances, as well as the floor, cabinetry color, countertops, and the list goes on and on.
And we're gonna explore all those features here in a second. All right, Ben, now that we're on the rear of the coach back here, you got 2 sofas. Can you explain what's going on back here at the rear living part of the coach?
Yeah, so on this, the idea is to be able to have a sleeper sofa, which is what I'm sitting on, which will be approximately a queen bed. Joe's gonna be sitting on 2 recliners. You'll have a fold-out cup holder storage in the center of that. Those are also gonna be powered recliners. And then on both sides of this sleeper sofa, you're gonna have the hidden storage, as well as outlets and USB and USB-C charging ports with complete storage over the top.
That's a lot of storage, a lot of power, so you can keep your phone charged, your tablet charged, anything like that. Tons of equipment for your drinks, anything, which is all optimally positioned directly across your entertainment center, which looked like it's all redesigned for 25. So why don't we go there next?
Let's do it.
All right, Ben. The entertainment wall looks like it's been completely redesigned.
Yeah.
Can you talk on some of the features you're going to find for 25?
Yeah, so all the 2025 models, we completely redesigned this wall. You're gonna have Philips smart TVs in everything. We also upgraded to a JBL sound system. And then like always, you're always gonna have that hidden pull-out storage for anything that you may wanna put in here, like remotes, as well as the BTU fireplace. That'll be just over 5,000.
And then correct me if I'm wrong here, but the JBL system has something special for 25, right?
Yeah, it does. So it'll have 2 zones, one that you'll be able to play here, and then a second one up in the bathroom.
For those that love to sing in the shower. Now, Ben, there's a foot pedal down here that they can't see on camera right now. I'm gonna click it. Oh, it opens the door.
Yeah.
What's behind this secret door?
So the idea behind this for the 2025 models is to be able to capitalize on every bit of storage that you would want and need. And so obviously with what you're able to see here, you got 3 shelves, the motion LED light, you'll always have power in there. And then on the back side, you're gonna have 2 other shelves here that'll have lips to be able to store whatever a customer may want to take with them.
Maximizing every inch of storage. I love it. Just making an ultimate entertainment space even better. Okay, let's head to the kitchen and talk about what's going on there.
We got it.
All right, now that we're in the kitchen of the 370 FB, Ben, why don't we tag team this one and talk about all the great features. So right here, you're gonna have a large kitchen island with solid surface countertop, which is just beautiful. It extends the backsplash all the way into the back here. A large stainless steel sink. You got a great faucet here that has plumbing shut-off valves, and that's going to be across the board on Paradigm at every major plumbing location. And then behind me, you're going to have a 19 cubic foot refrigerator that does have an ice maker. Ben, why don't you take the rest from here?
Yeah, so on this backside of the coach, you're always going to have the 30-inch microwave. You're always going to have the solid wood cabinetry here with the soft close, the magnet latches, the turkey tested oven with the 4-burner on top. This is going to be suitable for any style of camping. And yes, folks, you can fit a turkey inside of that. And then to the right and to the left, inside of our drawers, we're always going to have the 1/2-inch glazed birch. And then on this side of the oven, you're also going to have the utensil divider, which is going to be an Alliance exclusive thing that we do on every floor plan.
Now that's really cool. That's a ton of features that we went over pretty quick. But another really cool feature that we do on the Paradigm line has to be the flush floor and the kitchen slide, and really across the board. That way you don't have that 1-2-inch toe stubber. I've been in a coach where I have kicked and I'm like, oh, that hurts.
It's for sure a game changer.
Yeah, so great kitchen setup. You're definitely going to see more of that. But now, why don't we head to the window side and talk about the camp side of the coach?
Let's do it.
All right, Ben, now that we're in the slide out of the 370 FB, you got all these beautiful atrium windows that fully open to maximize airflow and light. So if they do cook those broccoli meals, you get that smell out of here real quick. But the thing that I really notice has to be this table. It looks different. What's going on?
Yeah, so on our 2025 models, obviously our relationship to that retail customer is going to be paramount to our success. And so a lot of customers were giving us feedback on the ability to adjust the table so that you could use it in multiple functionalities, right? Having a 4-chair dinette, and then the way that it's sitting now is in that desk mode. So if you do have guests and you want to be able to put 2 people out here, you want to enjoy the view that you have at your campsite, or you want to use it as a workstation, we have now put in something to be able to achieve that.
Yeah, it's a swivel table, turntable. So that way you pull that lever underneath, pull it out, swivel it. Now you got the ultimate configuration for 4-person dinette or desk mode.
Absolutely.
That's really cool. All right, let's go talk about the half bath before we head upstairs.
The 370 FB comes with a half bath just off the kitchen, which is going to have a porcelain foot flush toilet that is also going to have a soft close seat. You'll have a medicine cabinet above your stainless steel sink. You'll have 4 pull-out drawers. You'll also have a large door under the sink, allowing you for additional storage underneath.
Ben, why don't you take them to the front of the trailer and talk about the bedroom and bathroom?
All right, so up in the bedroom on this 370 FB, for 2025, we're gonna have a multitude of awesome changes within this. So king bed to start, you'll have storage on the underside of that, new bed decor with that headboard, obviously LED lights above the bed for any of those nighttime readings. You're gonna have tabletops on each side that'll have outlets as well as USB-C charging ports. You're gonna have a little storage off onto the back side of that bed. And then across from that on the door side, you're gonna have a bench that'll allow you to be able to sit, put your shoes on, as well as hidden storage on the underside of it. Then also up on the dresser, hidden storage on the top. You're gonna have 6 pull-out drawers, and then the bed is also gonna be opposite of that Philips Smart TV. Also introducing on those ACs is the new RV airflow system, which will allow for 40% more airflow on all of the ducted vents in the upper bed deck. And then let's go check out some things up in the bathroom. So in the redesigned 370 FB for the 2025 model year, you're gonna have the solid surface countertops, the stainless steel sink with the medicine cabinet up above, 6 pull-out drawers, 3 on each side, as well as the storage underneath the sink. You'll have the sliding glide doors that'll allow you to open up and be able to store any other bathroom necessities that you would need. A 61 by 30 inch giant shower, large enough to fit 2 elephants, baby elephants, of course. You'll still have your foot flush porcelain toilet with the soft close, and then that walk-in closet on that 370 FB, which is going to be large enough to hold a stackable washer and dryer, as well as a hamper, and then plenty of storage to be able to hang clothes, stack and fold, and whatever you would want to take with you. All right. Now let's go back down and meet Joe in the living room and talk about some of those creature comforts that you'll find on this Paradigm 370 FB.
All right, Ben. So we know that Paradigm has some creature comforts across the board. What are some of those?
Yeah, so some of the main ones that we love talking about, right, is your 3 AC standard on all your Paradigms. You can run 2 on a 30 amp service, and you can easily run all 3 on a 50 amp service. Coming down, you're always going to have the awesome residential can lighting, beautiful accent lighting throughout the entire coach on the ceiling trim, as well as up around the main lighting over the sink. And then going down to the floor, as always, you're going to have flush floor slides, no carpet. You're not going to have any in-floor vents.
And you got that smart wiring, which is the color-coded number wiring for if there is an issue, they can easily diagnose it. Love that feature. And something really cool on the 370s, you got this little like entrance nook sitting area. You got a shelf up top with a cork board, coat hangers, and a bench with storage underneath. Just a great catch-all for when you come in and you're tired for the end of the day.
As always.
Now, why don't we head outside and show them all the great exterior features?
Let's do it.
All right, Ben. So the exterior look has completely changed for model year 25. Talk about some of those great features.
Yeah, so same idea as on the inside, right? We want to blend that modern design with the same elegance and create a little bit of more cohesion on that camping side. And so a lot of linear look from front to back. White is going to give it a super clean, sleek, sophisticated look. And it's also going to help with the sun.
I love that. Yeah, you added that pearl white, fiberglass, modern graphics package, raised letters all around the coach. Just looks really slick driving down the road.
Absolutely.
All right, why don't we go ahead and talk about some of the key construction features about Paradigm?
Yeah, so you're always going to have a fully laminated sidewall. We do Asdel in our sidewalls versus a Luan product. Inorganic is going to help you reduce the amount of moisture or water intrusion that you would experience in any of our coaches. The PVC roofing is another thing that we do with a lifetime warranty on that material. And again, when we're talking about water intrusion as a number one killer of an RV, those two components are going to be something that'll separate us from anybody.
Yeah, so the walls are going to be built with, you got layer of fiberglass, layer of Asdel, which is a composite material that's rot, mold, mildew resistant, and really helps with that dreaded D word, delamination. Yeah. You got aluminum frame construction with the styrene foam, which is this very, very dense foam to help with insulation, as well as then another layer on the interior wall of composite material that, again, rot, mold, mildew resistant, 50% the weight of wood. So it gives you more carrying capacity as well.
Yeah, it's something that for our customers is something we wanted to put out that we knew would be beneficial for not only the short term, but as far as the long term, extending that life of the coach.
Yeah, and we are warranted for full-time living as well.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, why don't we head to the middle of the coach and talk about the entrance and running gear?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, on the entrance of your 370 FB, you have a great 4-entrance step, which minimizes the distance between each step, and your top step is going to be a lot wider, making it safer when you step down. Next to Ben, you're going to find that MORryde safety rail that fully collapses against the wall, and it increases the stability, so you really have a ton of stability getting down the steps as well. Ben, why don't you talk about the running gear? That's one of our key features here at Alliance.
Yeah, so what I would say is, when we're talking to retail customers and stuff, the performance running gear is going to be one of those top 3, right? We talked about the PVC roofing, the Asdel, but that performance running gear is going to be something that literally is where the rubber meets the road. And so some of the things that we do that are going to be a little bit different is we add that 2-inch torsion tube that's going to give more weld points and more strength and rigidity into the actual frame and the suspension itself. You've got 3 spring hangers that'll be identified on that sticker, as well as looking on the underside of those. We actually shorten those by 1.5 inches and reducing the amount of leverage that is going to want to pull those tires to the left or to the right when a customer is driving this thing down the road. In addition to that, we've added a V bracket welded on the inside of that, and that's going to be welded perpendicular to the downward facing spring hangers that are going to just increase the amount of strength that they'll have within that. So again, we're not bending any of those metals or weakening those weld points that are going to happen over the term of the life of that coach. Then within the tires, we upgrade those to a super G-rated tire, which is going to be rated at 4,400 pounds a piece. And then a G-rated tire is also going to come with 14 plies. We add a leaf spring onto every one of our fifth wheels on that leaf spring suspension, increasing that weight to 4,000 pounds versus a typical 3,500. You'll have 7,000 pound axles, and then we install the MORryde CRE 3000 suspension system, and we equip it with the 1/2-inch thick shackles and those wet bolts, which is going to create a smoother toe while keeping those things safe as it's going down the road.
That's just a lot of key features for the thing that is hitting the road, protecting the life of the coach. Huge benefit to our allies.
Absolutely.
Let's head to the rear wall and talk about everything that's going on back there.
Okay.
All right, Ben, on the rear wall back here, it might look pretty ordinary, but it's definitely not.
No, it's not.
Starting from the top, you got that little black plug. That's your 12-volt backup camera prep. So you can put any 12-volt system you want to on there. We're not going to pigeonhole you. You guys get to pick what you want.
Absolutely.
Down below, you got one of our atrium windows, which, again, opens 50%, maximize light, airflow coming into the coach. Coming a little bit lower, you're going to find that hitch, that 2-inch hitch receiver, which is rated for 300 pounds of down pressure and 3,000 pounds of towing weight. And then my favorite feature has to be this steel ladder over here, because I'm big boy and it's big boy approved.
It is.
So you can easily get up on that roof to do anything you need to do up there. And then something that's really cool, again, we mentioned it in the redesign of the coach, is just all the raised, elegant look of the decals that we've added, adding a lot of luxury and elegance to the coach.
Absolutely. Ties it all together, makes it look fantastic.
Now, Ben, why don't you take them to the off campsite and talk about all the features they'll find over there?
All right, let's go do it. So on this 370 FB, you're gonna have the 12-gallon gas electric dual source water heater, as well as your 50 amp source connection, over 40,000 BTUs on your furnace. That's gonna be the exhaust there. And then on this 370 FB, your termination point for your black, gray, and freshwater is going to be down there at the bottom. Now let's check out the off camp side of the pass-through storage.
All right, Ben, now that we're on the off camp side of the pass-through storage, why don't you talk about some of the great features going on over here?
Absolutely. So as always, when you look at this, it's going to be super clean, super fitting. That's going to fit those campers and make it a lot easier for them. So at the top, you're going to have our 3-way switches, which is just going to allow that customer to be able to run the slide outs on this side out if they're looking at some trees or anything that's going to be close up against them. Then following that, you're going to have your outlet, as well as your gray and your black tank flushes that are going to be the automatic ones. And don't worry, folks, if you do need a manual override, we've cut a hole for you on the underside for that. And then down below the automatic gate valves, you're going to have that Nautilus system, which just makes camping a breeze when you're setting up your water systems, because everything is going to be color coded and then directionally positioned so that you're able to set up your water systems accurately.
Perfect, I love that. While we're talking about this large pass-through, why don't we head to the campsite and show them what's on the other side?
So here on the campsite pass-through storage, you're gonna see the pass-through here on this 370, which is gonna be 33% larger due to that benchmark chassis that we use that enables us to hit that 101-inch wide chassis, which is gonna be huge for not only storage, but as well as designing our floor plans, giving you guys the most amount of space in your coaches. On this back wall though, Joe, what do we got here?
Yeah, so on the back wall, you're gonna have your 110 power, your cable and satellite hookup, so you could bring your TVs out here. And then you also gonna have 4 3-way switches, 2 for your awnings, and then 2 for your campside slide outs. Again, those are for a safety measure if you got a tree, a neighbor, something as an obstacle so you can physically see it. Now, something that's really cool that's going on is down below, it looks like there's a quick LP connect and there's a spray port. Why do you guys have that there?
Yeah, so one of the things that we really try to focus on is allowing the retail customer to use the coach in the way that suits them best. And so that propane quick connect is always going to be tied directly by that spray port for cooking purposes. So now if you've got a gas grill, you can hook up to that, and it can be any kind of gas grill that you want. And then obviously having that water spray port there, you can use the hose to enact as a sink. And so tying all of those things in without eliminating any of the storage on the inside of the coach.
Also, you can use that hose to spray dogs that are trying to come eat your food. I love that.
Yeah.
All right, so additionally though, below your pass-through, it looks like there's a new feature that's subtle. What's going on with that curved piece of metal down there?
Yeah, so we wanted to encapsulate the actual frame of the coach just so that it takes away the eyes off of it. So it makes the coach as a whole more cleaner looking, more sleek, and you don't have to see that pesky frame, which most manufacturers would just stop after that metal aluminum siding.
Yeah, and it protects from the elements too, because you're driving down the road, it's going to protect the frame a little longer as well.
Yeah.
I love that. All right, why don't we head to the front of the coach and talk about more? All right, Ben, now that we're at the front of the coach here, it looks like you got the hydraulic leveling system. Can you talk more about that?
Yeah, so we use the 6-point hydraulic auto level system from Lippert, which is just as easy as it sounds. You hit the button once, you can do an auto level, and it just allows you to be able to finish setting up the camper after hitting that one button.
Perfect. And something that we do recommend, we have a series on YouTube called What You Know Wednesday, and we actually talk a lot about this system in and of itself, how to set it up, if you have errors, anything like that. We do recommend you auto level with your slides in and make sure your step is up. But other than that, Ben, what's behind door number 1 here?
Yeah, so behind this door is where we're gonna have your propane tanks. Standard, we do 2 30s, 1 on each side. But obviously, as you can see, if you're gonna be that camper that's gonna be going out for extended stays, you can fit a 40 inside of this.
That's awesome. All right, why don't we go ahead and head to the front of the coach and check out what's going on up there.
So,
all right, now that we're on the front cap here, Ben, redesigned front cap. It is beautiful, automotive painted front cap. You got 3 LED lights here. Raised Alliance logo, just looks slick going down the road. But what's on top of that roof?
Yeah, so on the roof, you're gonna have the PVC roof membrane that we talked about before with that lifetime warranty, as well as with it being a PVC, if there's ever a scenario where you would get a tear or rip, it can be patched. You can go to any box store that you want and you can apply that PVC material in the patch and you're good to go. In addition to that, it's also going to be more solar reflective and more tear resistant. But what else is on the roof is going to be your 3 13.5 ACs. You'll have a 320 watt solar panel that's going to feed into that charge controller, which is going to give you plenty of charging for your 12 volt operations.
Ben, that's awesome. So much going on the roof. Another thing that I want to mention really quick just about maintenance is we do recommend you get up there every 90 days or so and just check the seals.
Absolutely.
And spray some soap water on it to make sure nothing's bubbling. But now let's come back down to ground level. What's going on underneath the front cap?
Yeah, so underneath here, you're going to have your 3 storage compartments. The first one is going to be a hard steel floor in there, but that's where all of your solar components are going to go that are going to allow you to be able to add to that solar system if you wanted to. But not only that, you can put any other outside storage or road stuff that you take with you in that. On the bottom left side, that is where your optional propane generator would go. And then across from that on the right-hand side is where your battery compartment is.
Ben, that's a lot of great storage features. Why don't we head to the campsite to talk about any additional features? Everybody, thanks for taking the time to watch the tour of the Paradigm 370 FB. Ben, if they want to learn more, where can they learn more about this coach?
Yeah, if you want to learn more about Alliance and Paradigm, go to our website, alliancerv.com. Click on that Paradigm button and then go nuts.
I love that. Also, don't forget to follow us on our social channels if you want to see more of this in action behind the scenes. On any social platform, to search @Alliance RV and you're sure to find more. Of course, we hope that you guys choose to join the Alliance.
Thanks for watching. Hey Joe, what's going on in the pass-through?
Oh, nothing. Just trying to be stupid silly.